Yo, yo. Welcome to Big Val Opinion. Today, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? Hope everybody had or having a great Monday. My day is just now about to start. And I'll tell y'all what, I'm tired. Still a little tired from traveling yesterday. But back to the basics today. A lot of new development, man. Not a lot of new things developing out here. A lot of information being dropped out here. Um, a lot of information being dropped on these streets, these motions, these indictments. Man. But y'all saw the title though. There's no honor amongst thieves, right? And I say that to say, you know, at some point, things are gonna fall apart. And when things fall apart, people start to blame others. People start to deflect. People start to deflect. They start to blame other people. I mean, at this point, all the deflecting, all of the blaming. I mean, it's good information that's coming out. True enough. All the deflecting and the blaming and the finger pointing. Yeah, it's been some good information coming out. Good credible information coming out. But man, I would have to say this morning when I got up, I saw this morning when I woke up, I saw on Malicious Conspiracy. Shout out to that channel. I'm not sure who run it, but shout out to that channel. The community wall over there is going nuts. Like, the community wall over on that channel is so crazy. Like, but it's been like that. Malicious Conspiracy has always dropped a lot of good gems on that community wall over there. A lot of great videos. True Media. EJ, what's up? Shout out to my bro Dana for that epic live stream on, I want to say, was that Friday night? Yeah, that epic live stream on Friday night. But we getting closer and closer to a trial date. And I don't know, man. For some reason, I feel like the trial ain't gonna happen. And I guess that's just me being me. Big Baby Purnell, what's going on? I feel like the trial ain't gonna happen for some reason. But then again, it's hard to say because of the corruption. Because of the corruption, it's hard to say, what's gonna happen and what's not gonna happen. But if we look at this from a legal point and all of the violations, with the amount of violations that has taken place within this case, you would think that this trial wouldn't even go to this case wouldn't even go to trial. But with it being R. Kelly and them wanting to lock R. Kelly up so bad, or they want to just find him guilty of something so bad, this is when you see that the corruption within the justice system itself. And this is why I say all people should be outraged at what's going on within this justice system. Because no matter who you are, no matter what crime you commit, no matter if you're a celebrity or a regular person, this justice system is the same justice system for each individual human that goes against it. So it don't matter if you're R. Kelly. It don't matter. You could be a regular person. It doesn't matter who you are. We all have to deal with the same justice system. So when we see our justice system not operating in a correct fashion, we should all have something to say about that. We should all want to hold them accountable. But we live in a society where if you dislike someone, you can look past the violations that are taking place. You can look past the rights that are being violated. You can look past the lies that are being spewed out. You can look past someone being set up because you have a dislike for an individual. And most of the time, in this case, what we're talking about, most of these individuals, what up, E? Most of these people have never even had a relationship with this man, Robert Sylvester Kelly, that they so passionately hate for some odd reason. I don't know. Like, I just never had a dislike for someone I've never met. I've never had a dislike for someone who has never done nothing to me, who has never harmed me, who has never harmed anyone in my family. I could never have that type of hate in my heart for someone just simply based off of who they are. What's up, Derek? My boy. What up, Derek? Yesterday, before my phone started to act up, I was on the road on my way back home. And I was speaking on Jim Derogatis. Jim Derogatis. Man. Bird, hey, how's it going? Thank you. Come on, subscribe to the channel, Bird. Subscribe to the channel. Yesterday I was speaking on Jim Derogatis and the illusion of Jim Derogatis. And man, make sure y'all welcome Bird over here to the Big Vile Opinion family, y'all. Let's welcome Bird over to the Big Vile Opinion family. Come on out the bushes and be a part of the family. You welcome over here. The doors are open. But I saw earlier today someone spoke about what happened to the guy in Pennsylvania who allegedly found what happened to the guy in Pennsylvania? Now we know the story of Jim Derogatis claiming to receive a tape in the mail anonymously, and him popping that tape in and seeing that it was R. Kelly on the tape, and allegedly R. Kelly on the tape, and allegedly thinking that it was Sparkle's niece. So I seen someone ask a question earlier today. I think it was on Twitter, and the guy asked, "What happened to the guy in Pennsylvania who found the tape who claimed to have found the tape in the attic of his home while looking for some sports tapes to go back and watch a World Series from 1980? Like, who? Tell me who? Who in their right mind? Who in 2022 is going through the attic looking for a tape of a baseball game from a World Series in 1990? Come on, man. Are you serious? Was that the best lie you could come up with? Was that the best lie you could come up with? Or did Michael Avenatti give Gloria already read some of those tapes. You know, did he give her a copy of the tape and tell her to find somebody to come out and say that they found this tape? Can you make that make sense? Now, we haven't heard nothing about that guy finding the tape since the day he came out on the press conference. He came out on the press conference reading from a piece of paper saying that he found the tape. And my whole question with that is, if you found this tape, if you found this tape, is why do you need a piece of paper? Why do you have to read off a piece of paper to tell how you found the tape? It's your story. It's your story. So why do you need a piece of paper to tell your story? If you found this tape, Gloria wasn't right there. Gloria wasn't there. So how the hell, and why do you need a piece of paper to tell the world how you discovered a tape in your attic, in your collection of baseball, in your collection of sports tapes, and you just so happened to one day on August the 8th, you wanted to go in your attic and pull out a box of tapes to watch the World Series? Make that make sense. What's up, big bro? The GOAT, Dana J, broke the internet with the best live. I mean, it was one of it's had to be the greatest live of the 3 years. You have all counterparts. You had Shabazz, you had Angelo, you had Tim, you had Jongelin in the chat. You had Jongelin in the chat. You had Cash in the chat. You had all the criminals on one platform. All these motherfuckers on one platform. All these conspiracy theories on one platform. The whole setup of R. Kelly, all on one platform. I'm not going. When I talk about setup, I'm talking about Angelo. I'm talking about Tim. I'm talking about Cash. 97 Baby Girl. See, we can't, and I'm not saying that Larry is not a part of it, but the original part of the setup was Tim, Angelo, 97 Baby Girl. Those were the original pieces of the setup. Tim, the Clarice, the Savages, and 97 Baby Girl. 97 Baby Girl was really the biggest part of the setup because she the one who came out with the telling the parents that their daughters was being mistreated. So really, if y'all really want to look at this thing, 97 Baby Girl, she really sent the families off. But the whole thing about this is Tim had a choice. Angelo had a choice. Both had a choice. Yeah, so like I was saying, 97 or 95, 97, whatever, Baby Girl, we need to understand what was 97 Baby Girl motive for contacting these parents, telling these parents that their daughter was being mistreated, was being beat, was being locked up in handcuffs, whatever the situation may be. What made 97 Baby Girl reach out to these families and send them off the way that they did. That right there that's an issue with me. That's an issue with me. So if I express my issue with, that's the first issue I have. 97 baby girl, what was your motive? Why did you contact the parents and tell the parents all of these allegations? And like I say, the parents had an option. The parents had an option. They had multiple options they could have chose to be able to get an understanding to these allegations they were brought to them, but they chose to take the route of publicity. Dana says, "Hot out here. Oh, you on the set, bro?" They chose publicity. They didn't choose to see. They didn't choose to see if their children were. Well, it's even hard to say now because now that the truth is coming out, like Angelo told Tim, your daughter was 18. Your daughter was grown. Like Angelo told Tim, your daughter was grown. But now yesterday, Larry felt like being Larry. Larry came out and said that Angelo's daughter was grown. So now everybody is throwing. That's why I tell you, there's no honor amongst thieves. Because if one get caught, we all got caught. Now that everybody is pointing the finger at everybody, it only leads me back to the question is, why did 97 baby girl reach out to these parents with these allegations? What was 97 baby girl's motive? What was her motive? And if 97 baby girl is Cash Jones, allegedly, now the book, it's alleged that some of the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries came from pieces of Cash book. We heard Demetrius Smith say some of the stories on Surviving R. Kelly came from his book. We heard, so we had Cash said some came from her book. Demetrius said some of this stuff came from his book. And others said that some of this came from Jim Derogatis. So Surviving R. Kelly was pretty much based off of the book of Jim, which Jim book is based off the lives of these accusers like Geronda Pace. Then you got Cash book. Then you got Demetrius Smith book. All of these people are criminals. Demetrius is a crook. Cash is a crook. Jim is a fucking a pathological stalker. Dana say Jim book is very fucked up. I never read it, but I heard some of the accusers coming out. But I heard his book is based off some of the allegations of these accusers, the lies that they made with his spin on it. So he took some of the accuser stories, Jimmy G, took some of the accuser stories and turned around and put his own spin on it and pitched it to Lifetime. Let's see. LC said, I believe Angelo won't ask Azrael back home after she abandoned the plan. When a woman falls in love, she possibly will tell her private secrets such as incest with dad. Right. They asked Angelo about the child porn on the live Dana had the other night. Angelo deflected it from that. The only questions Angelo really tried to answer was his beef with Larry. So, like I told Angelo, like I feel like this. Larry took advantage of a situation to help himself when, in fact, all Angelo had to do was stay true to course. Angelo, if it's your daughter, you didn't have to go out and reach out to other people to get help. You were already doing what you were doing. You say Team Truth was your movement. You already had your movement. So why did you reach out to Larry? Why did you allow Larry to come in? You already had Tasha K. So Larry just looked at a situation when he got into his shit and said, guess what? I'm going to use this to my benefit. So pretty much he used Angelo to help himself. So Angelo, you mad because a man took advantage of you, but look at what you did to R. Kelly. You used your daughter to attack R. Kelly. So it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. See, Angelo, you don't look at it like that. You use your daughter to come out to R. Kelly. But when Larry used your daughter's situation to benefit his own case, then you pissed off at Larry. You pissed off at dude. Dude ain't nothing but a goddamn lie, right? But dude used you. You got the same thing you did to Chaos got done to you. Now you so mad. Ain't no honor amongst thieves, man. Ain't no honor amongst thieves. Now, we get back to Jim. So my whole deal. What's up, Styles? What's up, Georgia girl? Even with Jim, this is the understanding that I'm trying to have. Jim is not even associated with R. Kelly in no way, form, shape, or fashion. Jim has no connection with R. Kelly. In no way, form, shape, or fashion, he's not connected to R. Kelly. So let's understand this. And this is why I always tell people, man, I just try to bring the logic, to think logically. What would possess somebody to put a tape in Jim's mailbox out of all people? If you really wanted to get R. Kelly, why would you give it to Jim? Why didn't you give it to the prosecutor's office? Or why didn't you give it to the police? What would make a person put it in his mailbox? Now, you got to be reasonable. He never got a tape in the mail. That was a lie too. But see, he came out doing and saying the things that he said because he was promised something. Jim was promised something from somebody that if he came out with these allegations of his tape, that he would not have to be put on the stand. If Jim took the sex video 3 different places other than the law enforcement, he should be arrested for continuously watching. Exactly, LC. I agree. That's my point I'm trying to make. So how is somebody like going to just mysteriously say, I'm going to go and put this tape in Jim Derogatis' mailbox? Who is Jim Derogatis who is Jim? Who is Jim to bring down R. Kelly? In case Jim was promised. Like, come on, man. Who gonna volunteer to come out with some such allegation as having received a tape of child porn? And then not only receiving it, you watched it. And then not only after you watched it, you didn't call the law enforcement. You called Sparkles, a former artist of R. Kelly. Make this shit make sense, Jim. You called a former artist of R. Kelly who also have a motive to dislike R. Kelly because he didn't choose her. So if you look at all of these women that are involved in the takedown, they all have the same ulterior motive in the end. They all pissed off because they wasn't chose. You have a group of women who wasn't chosen to be that woman So guess what? They all have some type of anger towards Kels. They want to get Kels because he didn't choose them. So how can you blame a man, allegedly, if you laid down and gave up your box, allegedly? How can you blame this man for not choosing you? Because see, a lot of time what these women don't understand, these women did not understand in this situation is your box. That means your private, your body parts, your body belongs to you. So if you're gonna give up your body without anything to say, not how you gonna give up your body before you get a title? Make this make sense. All of these women had motive. They come, oh, it's R. Kelly. They taking their clothes off, everything. Guess what? They have a good time, and guess what? He go on about his life. Now you got a bunch of mad women because they don't have the title. I don't have the title, so I'm pissed off now. Oh, I want to see you come. I want to see your career end. I want to bring you down. All because these people don't have the title. Now we see with Jane Doe number 5. Why did she switch? Because she realized that she wasn't going to get the title. She realized she wasn't going to get the title. When they illegally obtained Kel's email records and showed that he was planning to be with Joy, she realized she wasn't going to get the title. That's why she got so mad. That's why she was upset. It was all fun and game, and it was all polygamy when Kels was out. When they both was with him, they both could be with him. She was there. They were having fun together. It wasn't no issue. The issue came when he got locked up. Now you don't know what's going on between him and the other girl. Then when you find out what's going on between him and the other female, now it's you want to see him locked up. You saying, I hope he don't make it to trial. I hope he don't make it to trial. LC said, woman scoring right. Larry said it took a lot to convince Ash. But if she really loved Kels the way that she said she did, nobody could have turned her against him. The only person who could have turned her against him, and Larry said it took a lot of convincing. It didn't take no convincing from Larry to turn her against Kels. It took R. Kelly words himself to turn her against him. And that's the fact of her sending them emails of him telling Joy that she was going to be the missus. They were going to be engaged. They were going to get married. And when she saw that, it was over with. That wasn't the type of tea she liked. That wasn't the type of tea she liked. That wasn't the type of tea she liked. She realized that she wasn't the one. And when she realized that she wasn't the one, now she want to have Kels. She turns on Kels, tell him he may not make it to court. Then she tells Joy, after just on live, Instagram, everything, oh, we finna have fun for Joy's birthday. We finna turn up. We gonna have a good time, celebrate with Joy. You went from that to saying you finna have Joy locked up. You slept with a minor. 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 Oh, you going to jail. You slept with a minor. You slept with a minor. But now you only realize you're a minor when you realize that you are no more part of the equation. Now you're a minor. But you sat on Gayle King and say, I don't talk about my business. You a grown woman on Gayle King now, the first time. You was a grown woman on Gayle King the first time. You know, when she asked you about your private life and things like that, you came at Gayle King real tough. You know what I'm saying? You told Gayle, that's not your business. That's not your business. See, when Gayle, you were real passionate then because you felt as though you were still hiding under the notion that you were for Kels. See, when you first came out and you was giving Gayle King the business, you were still hiding under that notion that you were for Kels. But when Kels expressed how he really felt between you and Joy, You said fuck Kels, then you come back on Gayle King looking like you 60 years old. You come back on Gayle King the third time, the second time, now you look like you 60. You so stressed out. You got so much shit going on with you, you don't know which way to go. But the way you chose to go was the wrong way. You went the wrong way about it. You went the wrong way about it. You went the wrong way about it. You could have just walked away and went on about your business. But instead, you were so hurt, you were so mad that you want to get Joy locked up, all because Kels said that he want to have Joy. Then you go, all y'all got to do is think back to what she said. When she was telling Joy that she was going to get locked up, she confirmed what Kels had already told Joy. She said, you and your man is going to be locked up. If she didn't know that Kels had already chose Joy over her, why would she say, oh, you and your man is going to be locked up? You see what I'm saying? See, that first interview on Gayle King, she was a firecracker. Then when she got with Larry and she seen them emails and seen that Kels was, what's up, Monet? When she seen that Kels was feeling joy and choosing joy. But if it was me, honestly, just hypothetically thinking, if it was me, agree. Derek say, oh yeah, talking, she had the attitude that she was lead woman. She talked the most. Exactly. And like LC say, she spoke more intelligent on Gayle King the first time and convinced her true feelings like a lady. Oh, as opposed to resulting after eating the poop. I don't think what human, honestly though, what human being can honestly eat poop and not be fucked up behind it? Poop is not meant to be ate by a human being. So, but those are the lies that's just how bad that they wanted to tear down the image of Robert Sylvester Kelly. That's just how bad they want to tarnish this man's image by saying the most despicable lies. And I'm going to get off of ass right now. I'm going to get to this. How do y'all despise, how's it doing, Miss April? Denitra? How do y'all despise R. Kelly so much to where you people, as far as the media and people on the other side who have a dislike for Robert Kelly will come out and say things as if this brother was dealing with men? Y'all know. Come on, man. Y'all gonna say this brother, y'all hate this brother that much to where y'all will allege that this brother was dealing with men. Can we make this make sense? You mean to tell me R. Kelly, the greatest R&B singer of all time, the biggest freak as far as music go of all time, how does y'all come out with everything, with anything y'all could have said? Miss April, I wasn't able to catch you yesterday because I was on the highway. I was traveling back home and was having phone issues. I seen you had tagged me in the music show yesterday for sure, but with me traveling back home yesterday because I went out of town and picked my son up to bring him back home, I wasn't able to catch it from the beginning. I wasn't able to catch it, but I will go back and check it out most definitely. But these people want us to believe that R. Kelly was out here dealing with guys. But then we go back to motives. Said I never said that they were trying to convince me, and I said I don't believe them. No, ain't no way in hell I can believe this brother was dealing with guys when this brother have number. And it all goes back to just think about it. Just think about it. You want to tell me that this guy was dealing with brothers? He was dealing with men. Now we got to go back to when Joy came to the trunk with Az and Shabazz and whoever else was there with her, which had to be other guys. Joy told her, "What are you doing?" Joy asked her, "What are you doing? You know Robert doesn't like men in his house. So, what's up, K. Nicole? Answer me that. If his girlfriend at the time, if his girlfriend, now fiance, comes into his apartment and say, 'What are you doing?' You know Robert doesn't like guys in his house. So if this man don't like guys in his house, you think you finna convince me that this brother deal with men? If this man tell his women to wear joggers and different things around his friends or associates because he don't want them looking at their body, you mean to tell me that this man, you mean to tell me that this man want to deal with another man? Come on, man. It's just, y'all don't have to like this man, but at the same time, man, at least have some respect. I don't think for once that this man ever dealt or even been in a bed with another man whatsoever. Even the guys that's in the case. Did y'all hear the New York trial? The man said he dealt with R. Kelly and dealt with R. Kelly. Not only did he deal with R. Kelly, say he went back to McDonald's. Now here come that McDonald's reference. They always reference back to McDonald's to try to make R. Kelly seem to be a creep or something. When the man simply has a memory of McDonald's with his mother that he used to go to every morning when his mom went to have coffee. He would go to McDonald's every morning. So this man said that R. Kelly slept with him. But not only did R. Kelly sleep with him, he said that R. Kelly did him. Make that make sense. This man got been smoking so much rock don't make no sense. During the R. Kelly trial in New York, the man said that R. Kelly did him. He said that R. Kelly did him. And then he went and got somebody else. And then brung the other dude back. And then R. Kelly did both of them. Make this shit make sense, man. Y'all just, these people, wherever they found these people at, wherever they found these people from, they gave all these people immunity to the point to where these people can get on the stand and make false accusations, lie on this man, tarnish this man, drag this man's name through the mud, and nobody has to answer to nothing. Nobody has to answer to nothing. But guess what? There is a God that sits high and looks low. He sees all. He sees all. But this is the dumb shit that they put out to have people believing. And this is the dumb shit that our community, people in our community run with. No one questioned these speculation that these guys was putting out. But everybody run with it. Oh, he dealing with dudes. He want to deal with a dude. But all of these women, what about all these women? Exactly, LC. I said the same thing. That was all a distraction. That was all a distraction. But this is something, these are some of the things that I'm addressing and some of the things that I hear from people when I'm out in the public socializing and the topic of R. Kelly come up. These are the things that they say. These are the things that they say. Oh, he dealing with dudes. Oh, he like underage girls. Well, how can you tell me a man like underage girls that underage girls had fake IDs, false IDs, stating that they were 18 years of age. So how is that a man that like underage girls if these females are presenting false IDs to be grown? People who are presenting false identification claiming to be adults. But you mean to tell me he like underage girls? That means when the female came and say, "Hey, I'm 18," he should have sent her on about his way. No, I need you to be 16. I need you to be 15. Because you can't be 17 to be underage, because 17 you consider an adult. In some states, 17 you consider an adult. So if he like underage girls, he need 15, 16, 14. But this is the shit that people run with, though. And this is why I say people have a disdain for you so bad to where no matter what they hear about you, they run with it. They don't question none of the facts. How many of us could live under the scrutiny that this brother R. Kelly has lived under and be able to survive? The only way you can be able to make it through what R. Kelly is going through right now is if you know that you are innocent. If you know that you have never done anything of this magnitude that you are being accused of. And this is what we're seeing. This is why we see the type of composure that we see from Kels. This is why we're able to see him sit in the courtroom and keep himself together, despite hearing 50 people sit up on a stand and just throw mud at the wall. Because this brother understands that he's innocent. He understands that, yeah, I may have done some things, which he admitted to on the Gayle King interview. Yeah, I may have done some things, but I correct those things in those relationships. That's what he said. He said, yeah, I might have done some things. He said, but I corrected those things in those relationships. Which means when those relationships was over, all those wrongs he had at least tried to right. But we still have people that hold on to shit. You have people that hold grudges. You have people that scorn, like the ex-wife. You could have been in the best position ever. The ex-wife had the best position ever. And she dropped the ball. How can you blame Kelly for you dropping the ball? This man married you. And if this man married you, you didn't take out the time to even understand who he was. This woman married this brother and didn't even take out the time to try to get to know who he was. Understand what he went through. This woman didn't try to help him in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Because if she really cared about him and she understood that this man had a disability that enabled him to read, the first thing she should have done as a wife was Robert, I need you to bring your paperwork up here. Well, Robert, I need to start looking into your paperwork. But at the same time, I'm gonna say this before I keep going. Maybe it's a good thing that she didn't look into his paperwork and she didn't look into his contracts, because she probably would have fucked him over too. As you can see, she hopped on the first opportunity to gain something off of tearing him down. So maybe it's a blessing that she didn't look over his contracts and say, Robert, you're being screwed out of your money. Robert, how you as a wife don't even understand, you don't even have no access to your husband's bank account to even know where his money is going? You his wife. Those are things you should have known. You should have understand who was making money off of his music, who was all getting paid off of his albums. You should have been, as a wife, you're supposed to know all of this stuff. You should have known all of this stuff. But no, you got married and you got showered with gifts and you sat your ass in the house and shopped online or went shopping on Melrose, all this shit. That's all you did, all she did as a wife. She didn't care about this man's music industry. She didn't care about his music career. She didn't care about his disability and not being able to read. She didn't care about if who was getting what from the contract. All she cared about is she was getting her money when she needed her money to go. See, a lot of this shit that this brother had done, a lot of the things that this brother Kels have dealt with, a lot of things that has went on in this brother Kels' life, you mean to tell me not one person that came across this man really gave a fuck about him? Instead, they all cared about what they could gain from him. Everybody did. Everybody that came around found somewhere where they can get something out of the deal, and they just let him downward spiral, man. Pretty much. He didn't downward spiral himself. But a lot of these people that came around, they just took, and no one took out the time to understand him. Nobody took out the time to understand what was going on with this brother. Nobody took out the time to want to help this brother understand his contract. Nobody wanted to ever see this man understand. Nobody ever wanted to see this brother wake up. Nobody ever wanted to see this brother understand what was going on around him. Nobody. Because they knew, and I'm going to tell y'all, and y'all going to agree with this, a lot of people around R. Kelly knew the day that he understood what was going on around him was going to be the day that time stood still. The day that he woke up and realized what was really going on around him was going to be the day that time stood still. And when he went to the bank for the first time and realized he only had a little bit over $300,000 in the bank, and this man know he's worth well over $750 million, we got questions that need answers. And when he started to ask questions, where is his money at? And if his manager was Darryl McDavid, the first person you're going to call when you realize that you don't have no money, or you don't realize that the money that you thought you had is not there, the first person you're going to call is your manager. Hey, look here. I just left the bank. The teller told me I only got $300,000. I got 10 different bank accounts associated with my that's associated with my one account that I have no clue, no idea of. Can you explain this to me? But see, the thing with Darryl McDavid is, Darryl McDavid had already put stumbling blocks in place for if Kels tried to come after him, that he had already done things. He had already done things to when R. Kelly found out about the money being gone, who's been stealing. Darryl had already put things in place to when Kels come after him, that he would try to expose R. Kelly to make R. Kelly look guilty of some shit so that R. Kelly wouldn't be able to come after him. You get what I'm saying? So Darryl McDavid done all this stealing in the background. He knew that one day R. Kelly would realize this shit. And what he did, the whole time he was stealing, he was studying, creating situations that R. Kelly would have to fight through in order to figure out where his money is. And this is why we're seeing these settlements. This is why we're seeing these lawsuits. This is why we're seeing all of this stuff. They calling it a criminal enterprise, racketeering. This is why we're seeing this. This is why we're seeing this. All this is happening because of Darryl McDavid put things in place to cover his ass. He always done shit to cover his ass because he knew the day that Kels found out that the money wasn't there, he was going to come after him because he was the manager responsible for making sure that this man's money was managed. So now that Kels come out to fight for his money, all of a sudden now all the allegations come out. Oh, you been sleeping with an underage girl. The tape shit come out. Paying off settlements. All this shit with all these obstructing justice. Tile Rob, I always thought it was weird that R. Kelly married a minor. R. Kelly ain't never married a minor. If you can show me, Tile Rob, if you can show me where R. Kelly married a minor, and you can find me on Twitter, anywhere, you can find me. You can find me anywhere. If you can show me a documentation where R. Kelly married Aaliyah, I'll give you $1,000. I'll give you $1,000. Because I'm gonna tell you this. If they're claiming that R. Kelly married Aaliyah in Chicago in a hotel, if R. Kelly married Aaliyah in a Chicago hotel, how in the hell did Aaliyah mama get an annulment in Detroit? Make it make sense. You can only annul a marriage in the state that the marriage took place in. If it was a marriage, a public marriage, there's public record. Marriage is public record. That means anybody that's married, anybody can go and look up those public records. Her parents signed her rights away, Tile Rock. I don't give a damn. Her parents signing her rights away. She's still not an adult. She's still not an adult. I don't give a damn who your parents say sign your rights away to. April Shaw said, "Big value wrong. Rob stated he married Aaliyah in a presenting report." Miss April Shaw, if Rob married Aaliyah, it's public record. Why haven't they produced a marriage certificate yet? Why haven't they produced a proper marriage certificate yet? Why haven't they produced a marriage certificate yet? How did her mom file for an annulment in Detroit if R. Kelly married her in Chicago? And the reason for him marrying her was she was pregnant. Why haven't they had any doctor's reports of an abortion? Why don't they have any reports of miscarriage? They don't have no records of none of this. If she was quote unquote, as Demetrius say, she was in trouble. Aaliyah was in trouble, claiming that she was married. And how is that the smart thing to do? What makes that so? What is so smart about marrying an underage woman or underage teenager? What makes that smart to marry an underage teenager that is pregnant? That means that's making you even more so guilty. That makes you even more so guilty. Miss April say, "I'm not trying to argue. Rob said he married her and they did not have sex." Miss April, it ain't no argument. You state your opinion. You say your opinion. But marrying if he said he married her, I'm still trying to make sense of this. And like I tell people, a lot of this stuff that people are saying is, oh, he married her. He married her, but they didn't have sex. I read that. They said, I read all of that saying, I read it, but I wasn't sure who it was put out by. I read a documentation saying that he said that she came to Chicago. Her mom didn't want her to be in Chicago, but she came to Chicago. He tried to tell her to go. Now, this is the shit this is for me. This is me. This is for me now. Why is it every time these females come around R. Kelly, he's trying to get them to go home, they don't want to go home. So instead of him sending them home, he just go and do some outrageous stuff. The same shit with ass, right? Make it make sense now. They son asked to him. He tried to send her home. She didn't want to go home. So he made her parents sign her over to a handler. Now, Aaliyah come. Her mama didn't want her in Chicago. But how the hell did she get to Chicago at 16 if her parents didn't want her in Chicago? How did she get to Chicago? How did she get to Chicago if her parents didn't want her in Chicago? How did she get back to Chicago when she claimed to Chicago and said when she came back to Chicago and said, "Oh, she's not going home." I mean, I'm trying to understand. Lady Earth B, I'm trying to explain this to everybody. How could you get an annulment, and how can her mama file for an annulment if she was the one who got married? And how can her mama file for an annulment in Chicago? Annulment that for how can her mom file for an annulment of a marriage in Detroit when they got married in Chicago? I'm just trying to make sense of this. How now we see this consistent pattern that's being shown that they're trying to draw out with R. Kelly is that these females comes around and he try to send these females back to their parents, and all of a sudden they get to acting out and crying out, so he just go and do the dumbest shit ever. He just go and marry. I feel you, Miss April. I feel you, Miss April. Most definitely, I feel where you coming from because I read what exactly what you saying. I read that story, but the story that what I read also is that Aaliyah came to Chicago by herself when she wasn't supposed to be, and she didn't want to go home because she wanted to be with R. Kelly, but he was telling her they couldn't be together, and then said that R. Kelly said to she said she wanted to marry him, and he like, well, okay, if I marry you, you got to go home. You got to go back home. It just for me like I can't even make sense of this shit. And my whole thing about it is with everything that R. Kelly is going through and everything that he's going through with this case and these cases, the man sat in court, didn't give no statements in court. He didn't give no statements in court. He didn't make no comments in court. But all of a sudden, after the court is over with in Chicago, after the New York trial is over with, all of a sudden, once the New York trial is over with, these statements come out that was supposed to be sealed, or some statement come out that was supposed to be sealed after the New York trial. Well, I'm sure that Jennifer Bongine had already advised R. Kelly to not speak on nothing pertaining to his legal situation, his cases, or any of that. Because at this point, this is a legal matter. If you come out and you're going to go and admit to somebody after you just lost a trial in New York, you're going to come out and admit that you married Aaliyah when that's one of the biggest things surrounding your whole case. But you gonna try, how can you convince somebody by saying, oh, I married her, but I never had sex with her? That just don't even, like, you have to be by far the craziest. I mean, I'm just trying to understand it. If you want to admit to the marriage, ain't no way. Now they gonna have a field day with that information. Right. I understand too, Courtney. I read that thing. The statement and document saying Kelly said that or this or that. How do we know that these leaks are true? And that's my whole thing, LC. It was a leaked statement. And I'm trying to understand with the representation that he have as Jennifer Jean, I'm sure she didn't advise R. Kelly not to speak on certain things. Hey, Miss April Shaw, I'm gonna drop the link, Miss April. I was the same way when I read it. I was the same way when I read it. I'm gonna drop the link for a couple people if y'all want to come up. I was the same way when I read that statement. And I'm like, why the hell would he come out and why the hell would he make these why the hell would these statements come out knowing that he just lost a trial in New York and got another trial that's about to take place in Chicago? Why would he come out and say, oh, I married her, but I didn't have sex with her? Like, I'm like, hold on now. I'm like, hold on now. Now, why would you come out and admit some shit like that? And you got open cases still going. If that was something that took place, that's something that hey, they have yet in 30 years came out with a marriage certificate, the proof of a marriage certificate. They went from having a marriage certificate to a government, a public aid ID. What is a public aid ID? Y'all, we're gonna welcome Miss on the panel, man. We got Miss April, my girl, Miss April.
Yeah, I ain't trying to argue with none of you people. You talking about show y'all the paperwork and stuff. First of all, it was in the pre-sentencing report that Jean was a part of. So that, and as I read it, I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. That's the same way I was when I read it. And I'm like, well, you don't want to send her
in that
home.
pre-sentencing report, he said he married her. Rob said it. Not me. Not anybody. He said it.
I read
He made that statement.
I read exactly what you're talking about. It said that she didn't want to go home. And he said, if I marry you, you would
home. They didn't have sex. And, you know, he said he married her. So she would go home.
Yeah, he said he married her so she would go home.
So she would go home. Right. He said it, not me. Don't ask me for no damn proof.
Yeah, that's what I read exactly what you're saying. I read that whole statement.
He said it. Now I didn't, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I done left the Twilight Zone and went into the fucking third dimension. Cause all of this shit is crazy to me.
Right. I agree.
But in that pre-sentencing report, Jean, him, and everybody else. And I'm like, if this ain't the dumbest shit I'd have never heard.
Like, right, the whole notion behind it. Like,
he done stood up and said, yes, I married Aaliyah because I wanted her to go home. There was some tension.
Between her and her
tension between her and her mom, and we did not have sex. And the marriage was annulled 3
days later.
3 months or 3 days later or something.
Yeah, 3 days.
But he said it. But he said it. I don't know what kind of move that was. I mean, like I say, I really just came in here because, you know, last week you was talking about, you know, Tyrone Davis and all of them that you like. Yeah, so I did a music show, and it's still online, and I put the link because I don't like to even discuss this case with people. They talking about show me the proof. It's in the pre-sentencing report, a legal statement.
I
I
read.
don't argue with people no more over this stuff. Cause see, I already know he coming home. The
Most definitely.
appeal process gonna take place, and I believe God humbled him so he can get his shit together.
Yeah. Most definitely.
So, so God will humble you to get your shit together. And what supporters decide to talk to and do is their goddamn business. Cause at the end of the day, Rob is coming home. He is coming home. Y'all done got so busy attacking people. Rob said it in the report. Not me. Not me.
No, I did read it because I just everything I repeated is what you read. That he said
And so,
she got to Chicago. He don't know how she got to
yeah.
Chicago, but she
And
wasn't supposed to
so,
be there.
I'm not going to argue with nobody on what he said in front of his attorney, Bo Jean, and the judge, and, and stuff. He said it. And I said, I done left the Twilight Zone, and I'm in the third dimension now. So, I'll see what comes up next week. But I just,
I know you
if you
Chicago.
go, if,
You gonna be attending the
if,
trial.
huh?
I say you're gonna be attending the trial.
Nope, nope,
You're not gonna go.
uh-uh. I'm not going down there, and they only allowing so many people. I just got out the hospital last week,
Yeah.
and
That's all.
and
I was on your live. You ain't tell me that.
well,
I was,
I'm saying it now. Then I'm gonna be out of town celebrating my birthday. But no, I'm not gonna go down there
when your
and
birthday.
listen to that shit.
Do you think you should even go to trial?
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Check this out. You know, it's a good thing him and Daryl McDavid
Didn't get
wasn't separated, because Daryl McDavid lawyer found that all of this illegal stuff that they did in the 2008
trial, but
trial.
you
But
know
check
that
this out. Even if they do go to trial, the jury's gonna already know they messed with the 2008 case. That's why I don't argue with people. I got my own theory. He coming home.
more definitely. Do you think?
He coming home.
You think
So
that?
I'm not gonna argue with nobody, but I am gonna state what was stated in court. You know.
Let me ask you something, April.
Yes.
Do you think that Darryl McDavid been holding all this information about what happened during the 2008 court case? Do you think
Shit, at this point, I don't know what to think with these people. All of them that turned out to be something else. I say they had an enterprise within the enterprise.
right?
You know, nobody never wanted to have a decent conversation with me and find out my thoughts. They just all wanted to attack me because I was talking to this person and I was bringing people in to read the actual papers and what they was having to get me and anybody else mentally prepared for what was going to happen at the trial. So hell no. I don't want to go down there and listen to them talk about he did this. and he did that.
Right.
But also at the same time, I am gonna listen to the transcripts. But to actually be down there now, because I don't know what my reaction would be. I don't know. But like I say, hey, a week before the trial,
All
they talking about illegal stuff the
yeah.
prosecution doing. Huh?
Right.
Hey, I got my little cane and I be swinging it. And this is why I never argue with people. See, it don't matter to me. They talked about Jesus Christ. They still talking about Michael Jackson.
Right.
You think I'ma sit up and argue with everybody? I don't give a damn what names they call him.
Now,
I know what he about.
well, once you know
Like,
your heart and you believe in your heart what you believe, you can't deal. You can't worry about what other people gonna say.
that's what I'm saying. You think I'ma be out here worrying about what names they done called him? That ain't the person I know.
Right.
They didn't want to share my videos I had because it made them look good, you know.
Right. Well,
But he coming on.
you welcome over here on Big Vibe platform.
Oh, I know. You came over there, but you got to talk about that Tyrone Davis and Johnny Taylor.
Oh yeah.
I said, let me do. I did a music show, and I want to see if you know some of them songs that I played. Yeah, and so since you was talking about you like Tyrone Davis and stuff,
Tyrone Davis, Marvin Cease, Johnny Taylor,
yeah,
the oldest.
yeah,
Uh,
I get it. It's all in there.
TK
But
Soul. But I was traveling yesterday. I had to go out of
yeah,
town with my son.
but it's still in the link. But no,
Oh,
I don't argue with nobody. I really hate that. It's a shame that you know the way all of us, everybody get along. Nobody wanted to. Nobody could get along. It was sad because we could have had a big movement for him. It could have been a big movement.
yeah.
Mm.
So
But
one
that's neither here or there now. So
big,
I got my little
big move
cane.
is you gotta
And
have.
when they said the prosecution, and they're showing it on TV, and it's coming back to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
No, they got this shit beat.
Chicago don't even stand a chance of
I
winning. That's
ain't
they,
nothing to talk about because if they could show they messed up in 2008, and you take this man to trial, then people gonna be like, huh?
mm-hmm.
So yeah, but you have a nice day
Okay.
and
Hello, Miss
listen to
April.
that
Hello.
show.
Yeah.
I think I'm a even heard some of them songs I played.
Oh
I
yeah,
tried to put
when
some
I'm on my
stuff
way to work, I'm gonna plug it
in
in
there
and
to
listen.
see if you had heard. Have a great day,
You too, man.
everybody. Oh,
Now
you
that,
got somebody else on the panel. Okay,
yeah, that's
I'll
creepy.
listen to them as they have listened to me. Okay,
What's up, creepy T?
I won't leave yet.
Yeah. Hello, Miss April Showers.
Are they there?
Yeah, she here talking creepy T.
I ain't creepy.
What's up?
Yeah. Hey, like Don say, Robert told me.
Robert said. Robert told me. Robert did. That's what a lot of these people did.
Hey, I got a call from R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh, he wrote me a letter.
Huh?
R. Kelly wrote me a letter.
Man, these people crazy, man. But yeah, what Miss April was saying though, I did read what Miss April was saying
Mm-hmm.
about a week ago, as far as they said that Aaliyah had left Detroit and traveled to Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and say Kels came back to Chicago and said that he was trying to send her home, but she didn't want to go home, and the only way that she would go home is if he married her or whatever. He was like, but they couldn't do that because of her age and whatnot. And so she was still refusing to go home. So within the best idea that we came up with was to marry her home, and then 3 days later it was a novel that took place. So I was like, wow, like I read that, like actually read that.
Mm-mm.
I didn't really I didn't know how to feel about it, what to think about it, but I did read that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would try to make the Chicago try. I would try to make
You
it.
wasn't gonna go nowhere. Your ass lying. You writing you writing GI.
I for real. Cause I for real, I would try to calm down. I am.
I don't know, man. I hope it does. I hope it don't go to trial, man, because look at all the corruption that's being exposed.
I see.
It's
I
being exposed
see.
at all levels. So I just
Larry and Angela going back and forth.
only because it's R. Kelly that you will have a trial still take place when
Mm-mm.
showing all the corruption.
I mean,
Lisa,
tw-
you need to come on the link.
yeah, Twitter been lit all weekend long.
Yeah, my Twitter been popping. I just got on it over
Nah,
here.
I say, yeah, Twitter been lit all weekend. It's been lit.
It's been a lit. It's been lit ever since last week. All last
Shoot.
week when the
For,
emotions
cause,
started dropping with all the corruption and things,
mm,
and
shoot.
Piccolo and Alice Dunn Warren came out pointing the
You
finger.
call Alex Don one.
When Alice started when Johnson
Mm,
started pointing the finger and she started pointing the finger at Alice and asking Alice about the text messages and I say, God damn, they ain't playing.
so she's the original Don one, huh?
Yeah, Alice Don Juan is the real pimp. And, it's just been so much. Larry exposed so many text messages and things. Larry even had a message that Angelo said that his daughter was 18.
Mm-mm.
I
Both of them
think Larry,
exposing each
Larry
other.
had a
Both
message
of them
out
are.
his daughter was 18 years old. His daughter was grown. What up, Lisa?
Hey,
What's up,
Lisa.
Big Bye? Hey, Miss Lady C. Hey, everybody in
Yeah,
the
I
chat.
know. I know you got drunk last night for your birthday.
Girl, I ain't do no drinking.
Nobody Miss Creepy T.
No, no drinking for me, baby.
That's her drinking that whiskey down there.
Nah, I don't drink whiskey.
You probably drink moonshine.
My daddy, God rest my day. So my day from the south. I remember one time he made some moonshine. I ain't wake up to the next day.
See what I'm saying? Alicia, what's up? What's been going on with you?
Not much, just chilling. That's
You been watching,
it.
observing everything, huh?
Man, that's it. That's all you can do, man. This is a crazy debacle.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. What's up,
That's all.
man? So much, man. Over the last since starting last week, the week. So look, I gotta go to sleep, man.
Oh, Jennifer
Okay, so
Monaghan, her birthday was yesterday too.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was. Yeah, she a Leo.
that's
Yeah.
why she's so feisty, man. Only us Leos can move like.
Hey,
All
I'm
right. All
telling you, oh
right.
God.
Yeah, my birthday is
But
next Saturday.
okay then. That's what I'm talking about. But Vi, you were saying something about you read when you said you had read in the paperwork where it said that Kels had married Aaliyah.
It
I
was
just
it was
want
a
Miss
it was
April.
an article had came out. I didn't really think nothing of it. I ain't think too much of it, but I did read it like last week.
Right.
I think I read it on Twitter. That somebody
Oh, okay.
reposted it on
Oh,
Twitter.
okay. See, I thought you were saying that it was in the paperwork because I'm like, well, I haven't actually saw all of the paperwork, but from what I have, the interviews and stuff that I have seen, I mean, her mom, her brother, even her in past interviews have said that, they were friends. Um,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So you to me, I just feel like they're trying to do whatever they can. So they're gonna throw Aaliyah in there because look at how it may have looked to everybody else, but that's not the case. From my understanding, she was teaching him how to read and how to write. You know,
Hmm.
that
And
was
Barry stopped that.
right. That's the understanding that I got.
Right.
And I'm just like, well, it just doesn't make sense for him to marry her
I
just
said
so she could go home.
I read it. When I said
Right.
what, I mean, I read it, and
Hmm.
I called when I first read. I first read it. I called Toy. I said I just read some, and I'm like, this shit. What I just read, it fucked my head up. I had to call somebody. And I'm like, she said, what you read? I said, I just read something that's supposed to be in a statement or something from R. Kelly saying that he actually did do, but it still was a bogus marriage because of the bogus documents used. But and I was like, but the reason saying that she had left Detroit and came to Chicago, she didn't
Right.
want to go back home because her and her mother was feuding with each other. And she said he tried to send her home, and when he tried to send her home, she still didn't want to go. The only way that the only way that she would the only way that she would go back home is if he married her. So they had a quick little ceremony,
Ceremony.
and got married, and then he sent her back home. But which still wouldn't have made sense.
It exactly.
You still would have had issues with the parents because why she go? You gonna send her back? The parents got an issue with her being with
Hmm.
come with you. Then you marry her, then send up. You really gonna have the parents pissed off then.
Exactly. And it just doesn't make any sense
But
for
the
him
narrative
to.
though, you gotta follow the
Right.
though, Leash.
Right. You
Why
right.
started hearing this narrative with these ladies who come, these young ladies that come across R. Kelly that he tried to send them home, they refuse to go. So he make a choice based off it. Well, have your mama, have your parents sign you over to this house.
Hmm.
Right.
It's always a dumbass situation that take place.
That's true. That is so true.
That makes no sense.
It makes none at all.
It
Just like
don't.
if Faith Rogers' mama got up there and said that he tried to give her daughter herpes. I'm like, how can
I
somebody try to give you herpes?
come here. I'm gonna try to give you this shit. Don't run. Right?
Okay.
You gonna take these herpes.
Okay. I know that's right. My thing is you either have it or you don't.
You do or
Right.
you did or you didn't. Them two.
Right.
Mhm. I
And
got
that's
a
why I
question
said
too.
that she had two. If you listen to a lot of these interviews, like even with the Savages, the Clearys, you can go back to any of these interviews. That's why I said a lot of the stuff, like what Tim was saying on Dana's platform, and that's what I wanted to say too, because a lot of people think, oh, you know, Angelo wasn't giving out a lot of information.
Now, he was,
Or he was just babbling. No, that's not true. If they were paying attention, Angelo told a lot of little gems.
yeah, he
He
talks fast.
told
Hmm.
he
Talk
told and
fast.
he
Talk
pieced some of the puzzle together.
Yeah, he talk fast.
That
Talk
that
together.
yeah.
Really have to listen.
Exactly.
That is
But like
per
I said,
that is
if
per
you
win up.
right, but listen, if you go over to like Toxic Diamond page where
Uh
she
huh.
did the interviews with the Savages, and you listen at a lot of the interviews that they have done, like in different on different platforms, not even just
Mm-hmm.
different platforms, but
So,
like in the news media, they have told falsehoods. Like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? There's inconsistencies in all of their stories.
But the whole thing about it is what I said in the beginning of the line. What the hell was 97 baby girl motive for contacting these?
Money,
Money.
money,
Eh, Do anybody
money.
know who 97 baby girl is?
Well, they said it was Asante McGee. Then they said it was Cash Jones. Well, Cash Jones said it was her.
She
So
Yeah.
said it
Hmm.
was. She came in.
And she about to go down too.
Then she said it wasn't her. So she said it was her. Then she said it was like, let's
Cash,
man.
cat, cash. She about to go down.
But like Tim told, like Angela told Tim, dude, your daughter was grown.
Hmm. He
But
did say that.
exactly.
yesterday, and Larry put out the text messages from between him and Angelo said that his daughter was grown.
Hmm.
Hmm. I mean, this more like a general hospital. All my children soap opera stuff.
Young and the restless, baby, because they is
No,
Days of
this
our lives.
is this is as the world turns.
you better know it.
The bold and the beautiful.
Every day. That's why I say ain't no honor amongst thieves, man. Ain't no honor amongst these thieves. Goddamn.
Because everybody have a motive. Everybody got a motive.
Angelo,
They trying to get the bag.
yeah. Angelo used his daughter. And then
Mm.
mad now that Larry used him to get him a Lil Max say 97
Right.
started all this stuff. Tim Savage took what
Cause
97 baby girl did and exactly admitted that on the line. 97 baby girl
remember,
out to him and told him all this shit. But he knew, but this is how you gotta understand. 97 baby girl reached out to Tim. Tim knew his daughter was grown, so how the hell did they have understanding that it was another female that possibly had baby?
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Who told them that it was a younger female there? How did they know to reach out to the Clarys
Right.
hmm
that their daughter was 17 years old or whatever the situation may be? So 97 baby girl put Tim and Angelo them into communication with each other.
and, and,
Hmm.
and remember this though, Azriel. Remember, was Angela said she been home since November. No, 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 no. I believe she been home since before then.
Well, she could have been.
I believe she been home before R. Kelly got locked up. I believe she been home ever since.
I wouldn't say that she went home, but I would say that she probably, was checking in with her people. Her people have always known. Let me. You can just tell. She's the one thing about it. An alpha female can tell another alpha female, and
Mm-hmm.
Azriel is an alpha female, and she's not gonna let no man. Ain't no man finna tell her what time she. None of that. If she's submissive, it's because she is what she wants to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just can't see her, and she was like that passive aggressive, like I don't care attitude with her dad and her mama. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? She was defiant even as a child. So I mean, what do you expect? Like when
Right.
she grows up, you think somebody finna be telling her to shit in cups and eat shit and all that other stuff? No.
No.
If she did that, it was something that she wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't forced.
What happened to Big
And
Vibe?
that's just my opinion.
Right. What happened to Big Vibe?
He probably didn't knock himself off yesterday.
Here you go.
Sorry about that.
You good.
Glad y'all on here holding it down. I'm getting ready for work. Y'all keep on talking. Read.
Oh no,
Okay.
I was just saying that, I don't think that, it was she's an alpha female. So, you know, you know what I'm saying? You could tell that Joy is a little bit more laid back. quiet,
Mm-hmm.
and to herself. You know what I'm saying? She don't like to be in a crowd. Whereas Ezreal likes to be the life of the party. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they are two different, peoples. So
I want to know if
she
Demetrius
just
Smith.
one of those feistier, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chicks, if you get what I'm saying.
So I want to know if Demetrius Smith gonna be at the Chicago trial.
Damn,
Oh Lord.
that's Daryl boy. I don't give
And
a
why
damn
they
about
did?
Demetrius. I kind of care about Demetrius being there. What's up, Netta B? I want to know if Susan Logan's gonna have her motherfucking ass there.
Okay.
Well, did she get out of coming to the New York trial?
Yeah, she said her mama had
Uh-huh.
COVID. She said her mama had COVID, so she had to go to Florida.
Mm-mm. Who else? And why they did not subpoena Barry Hankerson? Why he didn't get subpoenaed?
Barry Hankinson haven't been talked about in neither case. But I'm telling y'all, I believe that Darren McDavid had all of this shit about what happened during that 2008 trial the whole time. And now he
I
bringing it out because R. Kelly is finna be going after his ass. So he bringing
One
out the
thing about
information
it,
because he want to
this
get
is
this trial. He want to get this trial dismissed.
right. But one thing about it, it's a lot of moving parts to this case, and I believe that they've been sitting back maneuvering this shit for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been basically trying to figure out a way to set Kells up for a long time. Like with the money situation, taking his money. They've been stealing from this man for years.
hmm Now they want to get out the case.
Right.
Mona.
But my thing is you did not like none of this man's personal shit should be on no type social media platforms, period.
hmm
They still somehow selling this man stuff over on eBay.
Well, Larry said yesterday it's Angelo the one who's selling it.
Oh wow.
He said it.
Wow.
Y'all gotta go on
Well,
Twitter. Larry posted a screenshot. He say Angelo the one who stole
wait
it
a minute. But
and
I
selling it.
thought it was just a Birkin bag. He said something about they were trying to get rid of a
Shit,
purse or
he had a
something.
couple items on that screenshot.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord. This case is
Larry letting
big.
it all out. That's why I say ain't no honor amongst thieves, man.
hmm
But the thing is, why he telling it now? What did he have to gain from all of this?
Because that's why I tell people all the time, why you gotta he gained what he wanted. Man, Larry should have been doing at least 10 years.
Yeah, but don't he know that he just implicating himself in more shit? It
Man,
doesn't
he's
matter
an
what it is.
informant. He not worried about this shit.
That's crazy.
That's why it's so much talking going on now. Because he already know that he already worked with the government. So guess what? He hold the real truth to a lot of this shit that's going on. Angelo and them is the motherfucker who should be worried about what Angelo should be worried about what Larry know and don't know.
Right.
Mm-mm. And man, it's
Of
getting
course, they
crazy.
had several items they took to the pawn shop. Larry was telling it all.
Ooh, both of them are telling on each other. They are.
And
But
you know
Larry
that,
don't
like I
have
said, it's
nothing.
gonna get ugly.
Angelo the one who had Angelo and his wife and his daughter has everything to lose.
Mm,
That's crazy.
should should with R. Kelly come home, sue everybody, even the ex-wife. I
Yeah, that's
would.
crazy.
She out here doing cabarets and.
Not just her, but Lifetime too. Shit, Lifetime
Mm-hmm.
should be getting sued.
Cause I saw on Instagram Drea Kelly, doing her cabarets and
Hmm.
exercise fitness. I said, okay, make your
Girl,
money, girl.
ain't nobody signing up for that shit. Probably like one or two people. They gotta make it look good.
Mm. I said, let her keep doing it. We're making that money, and I can go take all of it.
It's just sad though. My thing is, I thought that when she had got married again on Hollywood Exes, I thought that she was supposed to have dropped his last name. Cause ain't like I that's what I figured when you remarry, you don't keep your other ex-husband
That be
last name.
last
You're supposed
name.
to take on the name of your current husband, but she didn't do that.
No.
And I think because they probably didn't stay married, I only figured she got married for the show anyway. That man did I didn't really think he cared about her at all anyway. He was using her.
Mm-mm. Now she remember she said on the show that, uh, I don't want nothing but the last name. She tried to be like Tina Turner, huh?
That man made one little damn song and he ain't heard from his ass since.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, but she got what she wanted. That's what she wanted to do. She wanted to be in the limelight. She liked doing those little interviews with the fake tears and all of this, that,
Mm.
and the
And that's
third.
the reason why he kept her a secret for a
Well,
while.
I just felt like he had a lot of people around him that didn't really care about him as a human being. All they cared about was the limelight, the glitz, the glamour, the things that
Mm-hmm.
he could do for them, the things that he could provide for them. And it was never about, hey, how can I help you? You know what I'm saying? Like on some real shit.
Mm-mm.
And you got people around you like that are vultures, and then they try to take advantage of the fact that you are vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that he lost his mother, he was probably always looking for that motherly relationship in a woman. And that's probably what
Mm-hmm.
Drea gave to him at that time. You know what I'm saying? So we never can say what it was that drew him to her. They had 3 kids together.
And
You
the
know
Mm-hmm.
fact
what
that
I'm
he only
saying?
had, and the fact that they said this man had sex so much, or
Right.
his whole
He-
career was based off him having sex. This man only got 3 kids by one woman.
Right.
That's like, come on, you gotta make that make sense to me.
Especially when you see so many of these other rappers and singers, and they
Like,
got multiple kids and multiple baby
um,
mamas. Look at Nick Cannon. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I mean, you can take your pick.
this man
There
had
are a lot of males out here, singles, that have babies, and not even just celebrities, regular niggas.
regular people.
Regular niggas be having 5 and 6 baby mamas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point, Lex. That's a good point, Lexington. But I was reading on Wikipedia, reading the story, and I see that people don't really talk about this story. He was telling on his Wikipedia, talk about his childhood best friend was a little girl that they was playing somewhere in Chicago. They was playing, and the little girl fell into a little like a little stream, like what water.
Mhm.
The little girl drowned.
And
And
he saved her.
no, she drowned. There's a phrase he
Oh, whoa, no.
never felt hurt like that in his life. Like I just read this last week, and he was talking about his best friend. When I went on Wikipedia and I was reading, they talking about everything on there, and they go to tell a story because my bro Lexington, uh, my boy Lexington asked me about the name of the first group that R. Kelly was with, because
Right.
and I'm like, I didn't know, so I went researching. So I go on Wikipedia, they talking about all this, so I'm just reading, and I get to a part. I ain't got my other phone, but at least if you got yours or some another device, you can go and look on Wikipedia, and then you start to read down into his story. Then it talks about him as a child. His childhood best friend was this girl that the first time he witnessed death, like
Mm,
it was his best friend. The little girl drowned, like she fell into this little like it's like it was involving water, and then
right.
he fell over into the thing, and then he couldn't help her, and then she drowned. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
people talk about. this type of trauma, like this shit that lasts, shit like that lasts for a lifetime. And I
Right.
on that, just speaking on me losing a best friend at losing my best friend at a young age, drown, and me seeing my best friend drown, and like, damn, like, I could have been right there with him, even though I didn't know how to swim. Man, come on, let's go swimming. Being kids, you like, come on, let's go. I don't even know
Right.
him, but just so the fortunate part for me was, my granddad had something for me to do, so I couldn't go. That's the only
Right.
thing that prevented me from being out there at that time. And I tell
Mm-hmm.
the story all the time. Uh, there go EJ say, yeah, his first girlfriend as a kid, yeah, that hurt him. She drowned. I know. I
Oh
read it
wow.
in Wikipedia. Um, losing my best friend at 13 years old, seeing him drown, and I called my mama and had my mama confirm this shit all the time. The next day, well, my best friend drowned there. The next day, we went up there to put out flowers and candles. You could walk across the little area where he drowned. It was just full of water the day before. The next day,
Mm.
all the water was gone. You could walk across to the other side. No water back there.
Oh wow.
Because, see, where I'm from in Louisiana, we have levees. So the only time the levee will get water is if the levees will rise. So water will come off into the little smaller levees, which was in my town. So
Right.
my best friend, them, they would go swimming. When the water would come, they would go back there and go swimming. None of us, we didn't grow up where I grew up. It wasn't those, we didn't have swimming pools. We didn't take swimming lessons or none of that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so, we went swimming. We only swimming lesson we had was in the tub.
Okay. I'm with you, Big Guy, honey, because I
You
almost
know,
drowned my damn self.
you know what I'm saying? So my best friend asked me, "Come on, man, let's go swimming." And I'm like, "Come on!" Not, I'm ignoring my mama because I don't supposed to be hanging with him because he a badass kid. But hey, this is my best friend. You know, and my granddad like, "Hey, you got to come cut this yard." I'm like, "All right, I'm
Mm-hmm.
And I always think back to that moment at points in my life when I tell my kids this story, everybody. I know at that point in my life I had a greater purpose because I was finna go swimming. And knowing I couldn't swim, I would have been just like one of them. There was 3 people drowned that day. My
Oh
best friend,
wow.
his god brother, and a lady who was trying to save her nephews. She saved her nephews and then she drowned. 3 people drowned at the same time. I would have been one of them people possibly if I would have went back there trying to swim, knowing I couldn't swim. But the eye-opening part of all of that was the day after when we went to put the candles out and things like that, and there was no water back there. That's like that story shook the whole town. Like, where did the water go?
Right.
Like that's when you knew. That's when I understood death. It was meant for.
Mm-hmm.
It was meant for that to happen the way that it happened. Only God allowed that to happen, and it's only by God all of this water is gone the next day.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a story on Wikipedia. They talk about R. Kelly, childhood growing up with his best friend which was a girl, and
Right.
the first girlfriend he ever had, she drowned, and he talked about the impacts of that, you know, and that's why I tell people this man passion for women. You can't convince me that this man has abused women. The way that he talked, the way that he empowered,
Yeah.
the way that
Exactly.
they feel good about themselves. All of this, like, come on, man.
I'm telling you, and then you know what? To be honest, there's not a song that he made that wasn't catering to women.
Man, he always talked about like empowering women, man.
Exactly.
And one thing, another thing I know on another live, I know because I'm gonna be getting up out of here, you know, in a minute. But why was he always referencing this? I want to know why was this line always referenced in his songs a lot? What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? That's a question that was asked in multiple songs.
Right.
Like one question was always a question that hung around. What does it profit a man that gains the world and loses his soul?
Well, I'm finna go. I'm finna get back in the chat. Y'all have a good
All
day.
right, Lisa, thanks for coming up.
No problem.
Yes, he do, Caramel. He does give women. He does give women they flowers they deserve. He does make them feel good. You know, he always encourage and motivate. He talk about a worried woman, the heart of a woman. You know what I'm saying? Sadie. You know, he got a lot of songs that to just speak to the nature of the women. But you know, we gonna keep on pushing over here. We gonna keep on. Um, we gonna keep doing what we do over here. We gonna keep on bringing this good content. We gonna keep on keeping Rob's name in a good spirit, in a good safe place over here. My boy Lil Mac. Uh, I'm gonna be getting ready. I'm gonna be getting ready to hit the road to get ready to go to work, which I don't feel like it. But if you don't work, you don't eat. If you don't grind, you don't shine. Y'all know how that go. You know what I'm saying? If you don't work, you don't eat. I thank each and every one of y'all for coming over and chilling. Dream team. You know, we got a lot of birthdays this month. Dana, Alicia, everybody. Everybody celebrating the birthday. Big Vi. Everybody that's celebrating birthdays, man. Yesterday was Jennifer's birthday as well. I mean, I just want to say happy birthday to everybody. I guess every day I come on live, I'm gonna just say happy birthday because every day is somebody's birthday. My boy Lex say that jury and whomever think he's such a bad person needs to see him sing about his life story. They are they are too lazy to research for his shortcomings and trauma, but will believe anyone else. I know, right? That man, the man, R. Kelly, bro. The dude, the dude lived the life. The dude life was like no other. His life was like no other, man. So bye. I'm finna get ready to go to work, man. You said what? I said I'm about to get ready to go to work. Oh. There's your food in there on the stove. And don't bring that food out the kitchen. You gonna have a misunderstanding. Okay. Leo Nation, man. It's the Leo Nation. Music too loud. Huh? The music too loud. What music? I was playing music. It's loud. I'm gonna miss you, guys. Man, you ain't gonna miss me. Go on that bullshit. Don't leave. At least come back. Don't forget the milk. Man. Also, we do need milk. We got milk in there. The almond milk. You take almond milk? Yeah. Ugh. Well, all right, everybody, Dream Team, chat, supporters, everybody that support Big Val Opinion. It's been a real one. It's been real this today. Uh, Shout out to each and every one of y'all that came through and supported me, came through and rocked with me. Big Vibe about to get ready to go and hit the clock. Until next time or until later on when I see y'all, peace out. Thanks, everybody.